Did you hear the noise? Listen carefully. Who are those creatures talking to? That is the sound of animals talking in TiJean and his brothers. Hello, everyone. I am your teacher for today, Charlene J. Woodburn. We are studying CSEC English B, and our topic is analyzing drama, prologue as literary device in TiJean and his brothers. Our CSEC English B copyrighted objectives are as follow. We are studying literature to derive pleasure and insight through reading or observing. We are also studying that we may live virtually through the human experiences that are depicted in literary works. We are seeking to detect and assess the apt use of devices and to recognize implicit themes in works of drama. Now, listen to these sounds again. Can you identify these sounds? What creatures do you think are making these sounds? Listen carefully. Now, what are those sounds that you heard? Did you hear a goat? No. Did you hear a bird? Yes, I heard a bird chirping. What else did you hear? You heard a firefly. Very good. Did you hear the croaking of the frog? The croaking of the frog? You heard that? Yes, and of course, you cannot mistake the sound of the cricket. Now, all these creatures are in the prologue. The cricket, the frog, the firefly, and the bird. Which play are we studying again in this lesson? TiJean and his brothers. Okay. You have read TiJean and his brothers. Where in the play do we observe these creatures speaking? Where? At the start? Okay. How does a play start? Do you remember Shakespeare's The Tempest when we were doing it? It started with the tempest? Okay then. Now let me see something. What do we read at the top of TiJean and his brothers? Okay, so it has two parts. The first part says prologue. Very good. And the second part gives us the persons in the play, and it says Act 1. Okay, very good. Now, let us revise something. A play is written in acts, scenes, and lines. Now, where in TiJean and his brothers do we see Act 1? At the start? No. What is at the start? The prologue. Very good. The prologue is at the start, but the prologue is not the actual start of the main drama. The story of TiJean and his brothers actually begins with a prologue. But do you know why? Do you know why TiJean and his brothers begins with a prologue? Why is the prologue there? Do you know? To tell you what will happen in the play. The prologue tells us what will happen in the play. But couldn't we just go ahead and read the play? Why would the writer, the playwright, have the need to let us know what has happened before the play begins? You're not sure? Okay then. Let us learn about the prologue. Did you never consider that the prologue is a literary device? Yes, it is. When you research carefully about drama, you will learn that the prologue comes from the Greek word or term prologos, which means before word. So in this case, before the actors begin their speech on stage or in the script, before the characters begin their dialogue, we have this prologue. And this prologue was a popular dramatic or theatrical style of the Greeks' plays. This prologue is giving us a background, something we need to know or understand about the story that is in the drama itself. For example, did you ever read about the man and his son who were at one point in a journey were carrying a donkey on their shoulders? Yes, if you were standing and looking at the scene as they passed, would you wonder why? Yes, of course. And you would be needing someone to explain how they come to be carrying the animal on their shoulders. That is how the prologue in TiJean and his brothers functions. What did I say it is again? A literary device. And we know that literary devices have a special function. And the prologue unlocks the past and helps us to learn more and connect the ideas in TiJean and his brothers. And we are able to understand better the main part of the drama. Let us do a short study of the prologue in TiJean and his brothers. What do you notice about the stage directions? All right, let us read it together. Evening, rain. The heights of a forest. A cricket, a frog, a firefly, a bird. Left, a hut with a bare table, an empty bowl, stools, the mother waiting. And here comes frog, cricket, and the bird. When animals or creatures speak in a play, what do we call it? A parody. We call it a parody. They are mimicking people. When we make animals and creatures speak as people would do, it creates a kind of magical effect. We know that the animals do not speak in our own language, but we are starting the realization that this play has something spectacular coming, something to do with supernatural forces. Did the writer or playwright say that to us? No, he didn't. He is using this device to open our imagination, to make us think or develop anticipation. Now let us go back to the prologue. On the first page, when we read the prologue, what does the frog do the first time he speaks? True! Yes, he sneezes. You know what old-time days traditions say about sneezing? Yes, bad luck, bad omen. You think it was any coincidence that the playwright let frogs sneeze? No. There is something that the playwright is seeking to communicate to us. Something bad, something that is not pleasant is ahead. So this is something else that the prologue prepares us for. So far we have magic or supernatural forces and bad omen or bad luck. We haven't reached Act 1 yet, and already our anticipation has grown a lot. Okay, what else does the prologue reveal to us? The characters of the three brothers. Anything else? Their father was dead, and they were rich or poor? Poor. They were very poor. Very, very poor. And we learn something else. What is a supernatural aspect that we learned? Remember the sneezing? The devil. The devil was a part of it all. The devil was a part of what happened to make TiJean and his brothers do the things they did in the play. How do you know that though? In the stage directions. Brilliant, excellent class. You are learning. Stage directions are powerful. Now you can see that the prologue in how it is written is very similar to the main acts of the play, because we have characters and dialogue on the right, and we also have stage directions, which give to us a great deal of insight and add spectacular events to this play. So we see spectacular stage directions for the display of the devil. Turn with me to the stage directions and I'll read. Clash of cymbals, shrieks, thunder. The creatures cower as the devil with his troop of fiends, the werewolf, the diablesse, the bolom, somersault and dance across the stage. The sky is red. Wow! Do you imagine that? Yes. Already we see fear. The spectacle brings fear. It is supposed to bring fear upon you as you observe the actions going on. And do we recognize those creatures? All belonging to the negative forces. And the sky, of course, is red. So this particular setting communicates to us the negative forces that are apparent in the lives of TiJean and his brothers and have greatly impacted how we see them living their lives in the main part of the play. Is there anything else that we notice in the prologue? Yes? Foreign language. Yes, there's a foreign language in the prologue. What language is it? French. Very good. Very, very good. Now, what is the effect of reading a different language other than English in the prologue? Adds romance. Okay. Shows diversity. Okay. It's a Caribbean play. And we have mixtures of different languages in the Caribbean. We have diversity. Anything else? Merging of powers. Okay, very creative. Makes the play mysterious. Okay. Greater appeal to a wider Caribbean audience. Excellent class. Very good. Very, very good indeed. So, finally now, what is the environmental setting of the prologue? Is it the same in the first act as when we are reading the prologue? Look carefully. Remember what I played at the beginning, those sounds? Those sounds belong to night. Very good. Night. It is night when we read the prologue. We understand that the setting is night. And isn't that a kind of foreshadowing as well? Night. Darkness is associated with evil. So the setting itself is very significant. The characters in their setting have so much to do in helping us to understand the themes in a play. Let us now evaluate our learning. The prologue in TiJean and his brothers is a literary device used to reveal why the characters in TiJean and his brothers do the things they do in the play. What else does it do? The prologue also tells us about the past circumstances of their lives up to the time of the play, so that we can make the connection and put the pieces together as we analyze the play and the actions of the different characters and the forces that are working against them. The prologue also sets the stage for the different themes that evolve throughout the drama. What are some of the themes that we know already? Very good. Good versus evil. And already we saw that darkness versus light. The prologue has a setting of night. And the main act of the play opens in the morning. Darkness versus light. What else do we see as thematic? What about the devil? Supernatural forces. Supernatural forces are at work in the play. Very good. You are doing so very well. Is there any other theme that we can think of? Conflict. Very good. Conflict. There is a lot of conflict in TiJean and his brothers. And of course, the prologue presents us with suspense. Boy, we can't wait to see how this is all going to play out. The suspense is very strong in the prologue. And we have seen that, like the rest of the play, the prologue has stage directions that give to us insights of the supernatural forces and spectacle. What would the play be without the stage directions? It would be so different. This, as we have learned before, stage directions are also of work as powerful indicators of events. Now, have you realized what a powerful literary device the prologue is? Take some time to learn more about the ancient use of the prologue. The prologue is an ancient dramatic convention that started with the Greeks. And TiJean and his brothers is written with a prologue. And the prologue makes the play an extraordinary play and gives us insights concerning the lives of the characters in the drama. Until next class, I am Shirlene Woodburn. Achoo! Achoo! Hey, sickle us me. Walk good.